Are you over 60 and wondering why the spark in your relationship feels dimmer? You're not alone. Many couples in their golden years struggle with intimacy, not because of age but because of avoidable mistakes. Before you assume it's just part of getting older, think again. This series could change your entire second act. Stay with me because what you'll learn might just reignite the closeness you've been missing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and let us know where you're watching from in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. 1. Why this happens. One of the most common mistakes couples make after 60 is simply not talking about intimacy anymore. As bodies age, desires shift. Sometimes it's due to physical discomfort, hormonal changes, or emotional vulnerability. But instead of addressing these changes, couples often fall into silence, hoping the issue will just resolve itself. This silence is the real intimacy killer. It fosters misunderstanding, emotional distance, and assumptions like, maybe they're not attracted to me anymore, or, it's too late to fix anything. 2. The power of communication. Healthy intimacy is not just about the physical. It starts in the heart and mind. Talking openly, yet gently, with your partner about what feels good, what feels different, or what feels missing is powerful. Use language that's loving, not blaming. For example, I've noticed we don't spend as much close time together lately. I miss that connection. How do you feel? Creating this safe space allows both of you to feel heard and respected. 2 ingredients more important than any pill or product. 3. Doctor's advice. As a doctor, I always tell my patients, emotional connection is just as important as physical health. If you're not talking about intimacy, it's like ignoring a toothache and expecting it to go away. So start with one conversation. One honest, loving conversation can open the door to healing and rediscovery. And remember, there is no shame in seeking help from a doctor, therapist, or counselor. In fact, it's a sign of strength. 1. The dangerous myth. There's a persistent myth that intimacy is only for the young. Once people pass a certain age, they often hear or begin to believe messages like, "You're too old for that," or "That's for newlyweds, not seniors." This belief is not only false, it's harmful. When couples internalize this, they stop making efforts to connect. Hugs become mechanical. Touch becomes rare. Date nights fade away. The bedroom turns into just a sleeping place, not a space of shared comfort or joy. 2. Why intimacy still matters. Intimacy, emotional, physical, and spiritual, is essential for human connection regardless of age. Studies have shown that seniors who maintain intimate bonds report higher life satisfaction, better mental health, and even improved immunity. It's not about performance or frequency, it's about closeness. Holding hands, cuddling, sharing secrets, laughing together. These small gestures matter deeply. In fact, many older couples discover a new kind of intimacy, one that's less about pressure and more about presence. 3. Doctor's insight. In my practice, I've seen how powerful it is when seniors reclaim the right to be intimate. One 72-year-old patient once told me, "I thought that part of my life was over. But when I let myself be vulnerable again, I felt alive in a way I hadn't in years." You deserve to feel that too. So if you've ever caught yourself thinking, this part of our life doesn't matter anymore, pause, reflect, reconnect, because it still does. 1. What aging does to the body. Let's face it, our bodies change as we age. Hormonal shifts can reduce libido. Medical conditions like arthritis, diabetes, or heart disease may affect stamina or comfort. For women, menopause often leads to dryness or discomfort. For men, erectile function may become less predictable. Many couples experience these changes but respond with silence, shame, or withdrawal. Some even assume, well, that's the end of that part of our life. This is a major mistake, not because the changes aren't real but because they can be managed with the right mindset and approach. 2. Adaptation is the key. Instead of ignoring these physical shifts, the healthiest couples learn to adapt. That may mean trying new positions, using lubricants, adjusting the pace, or exploring other ways to express intimacy that feel good for both. Medical support can also help. For women, moisturizers or low-dose estrogen creams can ease dryness. For men, ED medications may restore confidence. For both, physical therapy or couples counseling may improve comfort and communication. The goal isn't to go back in time, it's to move forward together with grace and curiosity. 3. Doctor's insight. I often remind my patients, aging doesn't mean losing pleasure. It means finding new ways to experience it. I once worked with a couple in their late 60s who felt disconnected due to physical pain during intimacy. After a few simple changes, including a new mattress and open dialogue, they rekindled their bond within weeks. Don't underestimate small adjustments. Your body may need different things now, but that doesn't make it less worthy of joy, comfort, or closeness. 1. The trap of familiarity. After decades together, it's easy for couples to fall into patterns. Breakfast at 7. TV at 8. Bed at 10. The same conversations, the same gestures, the same assumptions. Routine can bring comfort, but too much of it can quietly drain the romance out of a relationship. Over time, many couples stop flirting, stop planning special moments, and stop exploring one another emotionally or physically. Without realizing it, they stop dating, even if they're still married. 2. Romance is not a luxury, it's maintenance. Romance doesn't have to be grand or expensive. A handwritten note, a surprise cup of tea, a shared memory, a walk while holding hands. These gestures may seem small, but they send a powerful message: you still matter to me. Reigniting romance is like watering a plant. It doesn't bloom overnight, but with care it will. Try something different this week. Dress up for a dinner at home. Revisit your wedding photos. Play a song you both loved years ago. Share a candlelit bath or evening chat. No distractions. When you break routine, even briefly, you open the door to new emotional intimacy. 3. Doctor's insight. I once asked a 75-year-old patient the secret to her 50-year marriage. Her answer? Every few weeks, we surprise each other. Sometimes with flowers, sometimes just with a smile when the other doesn't expect it. In clinical terms, novelty and emotional engagement stimulate brain chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, both tied to joy and bonding. So yes, your heart can skip a beat at 70, if you let it. 1. When illness changes the dynamic. Chronic illness, surgeries, or physical limitations can deeply affect how couples relate to each other. Often, one partner becomes a caregiver, while the other takes on the role of the patient. This shift, though sometimes necessary, can silently erode intimacy. Over time, the relationship can begin to feel more like a medical arrangement than a loving partnership. The couple may avoid touch, closeness, or emotional openness out of fear, guilt, or discomfort. Many seniors tell themselves, "I don't want to burden my partner," or "they probably don't see me that way anymore." This mindset builds walls, and those walls are harder to break down the longer they stand. 2. You're more than your diagnosis. It's important to remember, being ill doesn't mean being unlovable. Being a caregiver doesn't mean giving up your role as a partner, companion, or lover. In fact, many couples grow closer during times of physical hardship, if they choose connection over isolation. Here's how to do that. Talk about your fears and feelings, not just symptoms. Find small ways to touch, holding hands, forehead kisses, or gentle cuddles. Celebrate progress together, no matter how small. Reaffirm emotional love, even if physical expression is limited. 3. Doctor's insight. I once treated a couple in their 80s. He had Parkinson's, she had heart failure. When I asked how they stayed so connected, the wife smiled and said, "We touch each other with our words now." That simple phrase stayed with me. Intimacy can be physical, but it's also in how you speak, how you look at each other, how you show up for one another. Don't let illness steal what's still possible. Let love evolve with your reality. And there you have it, 5 of the most common intimacy mistakes that couples over 60 often fall into without even realizing it. If any of these felt familiar to you, please know this. You're not broken. You're not alone. And it's not too late. Aging doesn't mean the end of passion, connection, or romance. In fact, it can be the beginning of something even deeper, a kind of love that's patient, seasoned, and profoundly meaningful. Yes, the body changes. Yes, life brings challenges. But your capacity to love, to be loved, and to feel close to someone, that never expires. So whether you're holding hands during a walk, sharing a gentle touch before bed, or finally having that long overdue conversation, know that every step matters. Speech balloon. If this video gave you clarity, hope, or inspiration, share it with someone you care about. You never know whose marriage or relationship it might save. Backhand index pointing down. And before you go, white heavy checkmark. Subscribe to this channel for more health and relationship tips designed just for your golden years. Orange heart. Drop a comment. Let us know which part spoke to you the most. Bell and hit the bell so you won't miss the next 5 mistakes in our upcoming part 6 to 10. Until then, take care of your health, your heart, and your connection. Because love doesn't retire, it evolves.